Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the home of Super Bowl 50, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with Ryan Tannehill and the visiting Miami Dolphins. And they're going to go soft on the corners.
Hurry up, here we go.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Being chased out left. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, 77 yards. And the Niners have taken the early lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Carry for Kenyon Drake. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. On second down, it's Drake. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
That's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out before he knew it. He had hit the sideline. Tannehill. And he's got his man. That's Landry. Wow, of Jarvis Landry. He's at the 30. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Jarvis Landry, 81 yards. And the Dolphins have tied it. Now they can take the lead with the extra point. And he'll bang that one through. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl. But third MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999, where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady.
Here we go. Detroit! Detroit!
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll be out of bounds, getting it across the 25. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Detroit! Set!
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. They'll run for it. High. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
Hurry up, here we go.
In motion left, Robinson.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Got it. Leopard.
On first down, Garoppolo steps away to his left. And he's got some space here. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
All right, here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for the Niners. 42 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Play action. Garoppolo. He dumps it to Hyde. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Flush to his right. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving.
Gone! Over! Let's go! Gone! Detroit!
Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. Buying time to his fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back to the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP. 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
They'll run with Drake, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Switching things over, San Francisco taking over on offense here in just a second. And you and I discussed earlier when Jimmy Garoppolo became the starter, what a turnaround it was for San Fran at the end of the year. 1-10 in the first 11 weeks, 5-0 after that. Some momentum to take into the offseason.
And beat some teams that are acknowledged as good teams in the league, including the NFC West champion Los Angeles Rams down the stretch. So that was a big deal for them. Highest scoring offense in the NFL last 4 weeks of the season. But I loved last year's draft because they got good play from those guys. Solomon Thomas in the first round. Reuben Foster in the first round, the linebacker. Trent Taylor, wide receiver. And Akello Witherspoon, cornerback. Some building blocks as they move forward.
Second down following the incompletion. So the D-line's going to spread out.
No. Check. Patriot.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took on defensive player.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake, 74 yards. And the Dolphins have tied it. Now they can take the lead with the extra point. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Jimmy Garoppolo, the starter here, finally lured away from the Patriots. What are some things you like about JG?
Well, I love his makeup, meaning obviously he has a physical ability, he can throw the football, but he's mentally tough as well. And he developed while he was there in New England. They actually...
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Pierre Garçon, 56 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. And that'll make this a 6-point game. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to the booth right after this. They They stay on the ground with Drake. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Now Tannehill saying, let's get to the line. From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And all the way down to the 35. It's a big play for the Dolphins here on 3rd down. And even 40 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Tannehill. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a 2nd one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
3rd and long. It's Tannehill. And it's caught by Parker. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the 1st half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Now a handoff for Drake. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Julius Thomas from 13 yards out. And the Dolphins have tied it. Now they can take the lead with the extra point. Now Parkey for the extra point. And that one will give them the lead here as we approach halftime. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And I think he was able to get back on it. He was. So they will get the ball after all, but that could have been a disaster.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
And the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the 1st half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes. Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm.
Here we go now.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Pierre Garçon, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Garoppolo on 1st down. Forced out to his left. Airing it deep for Garcia. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted. Picked off by the former Super Bowl MVP Malcolm Smith. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. And to give this time to the tailback. Down to the 25. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Caught left side, Garcon. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. The quick slant caught. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Let's go. Here we go.
They'll run for it with Hyde. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think.
And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Carlos Hyde, a 3-yard touchdown run. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. This will be caught at about the 5. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. And the Dolphins are going to recover. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. The Dolphins on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Parker. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, 48 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the 4th.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And the lead is now 2. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be marked down deep into Miami territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. That's complete, right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And with that, they have taken the lead by a point here in the fourth. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And some space here. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
A give to Drake rolling left. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. They're up by one. They have the football. The key here, just don't do anything silly, right, Charles?
That's exactly right. You know, all the admonitions as they ran out there. Take care of the ball. Secure everything. Be tight in everything that you do. No let up, no crazy plays, and they can go home with a victory.
Let's see here if they can do all those things and hang on to this victory.
All right, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Here we go now.
And now here's a carry heading left. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. First man through, it's the fullback use check. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up fourth down. This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on fourth down? They'll go for it.
Green 39, green 39.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt.